are the sum of our choices. This is your calling, your destiny. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
Gotta see it. That's the new trailer for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, starring Tom Cruise. And it's already surpassed 12 million views in just 3 days. The final installment of the blockbuster series is set to hit theaters May 23rd. But that's not the only release that's getting us all revved up this week. Jason Carter, entertainment journalist and host of Jason Unleashed, is with us now to tell us what's on tap for this weekend. Hey, Jason, good morning.
Good morning, Anna. Great to see you. I don't really think it's the final reckoning for Mission Impossible. These I'll call bluff too, but lots in theaters, lots streaming this weekend. So let's get to it. First up in theaters today, Drop, starring Megan Fahey. You know, we loved her from White Lotus. Now she's in a thriller where she plays Violet, a widow who's getting back out on the dating scene, goes on a date with a guy named Henry, played by Brendan Sklar, only to receive these drops of all these instructions of things to do that are not the nicest of people, like poison them, stab them, murder them. And it goes into this huge journey of her trying to figure out who this is. All the while, her son and her sister are being held captive in her house, and she has to complete these tasks or they die. That's essentially the plot of the movie.
All right. And with her popularity from White Lotus, too, I think that's going to have a lot of fans excited. But if it's not your speed, there's also a war film out today called Warfare.
Yes, this is A24's take on gritty war drama based on real-life events of a 2006 surveillance operation in Iraq. Several Navy SEALs commandeer a two-story bunker with inhabitants in it that are indigenous to stake out, obviously, the enemy in Iraq. Now, this is from Ray Mendoza, who is a former Navy SEAL himself. And what is wonderful about this movie is that, one, you have a cast of who's who and leading men that are coming up in Hollywood, from Kit Connor to Will Poulter, Charles Melton, in addition to Michael Gandolfini, who's the son of James Gandolfini. You remember him from The Sopranos? But this is a wonderful movie. The press for this has been incredible in that the men actually went through 3 hours of intense training every day from Navy SEALs to be ready for this role. Off camera, they kept that same culture and intensity to make sure that they were executing perfectly for this movie. They wanted to pay homage to the soldiers who did such great work 20 years ago. So this is going to be a great movie. And A24, they do an incredible job of really pushing the envelope when it comes to cinema.
Amazing. And let's talk about what's streaming if our viewers want a night in instead. Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV+.
Jon Hamm is back. You know, we normally see Jon Hamm as a guest star, but he is the starring man in this. He plays Michael Cooper, who is a disgraced hedge fund manager, fired, going through a divorce, who takes on a life of petty theft, which translates into grand theft as the series goes on, all while uncovering the quiet desperation of the wealthiest people in this New York suburb. What I loved about this is, one, you have Jon Hamm, who's playing this kind of sensitive and very vulnerable role, which we rarely see from Jon Hamm. I mean, come on, he was never that as John Draper in Mad Men. But what it shows is how the rich and the elites are also leading these quiet lives of desperation, looking for someone to save them. So this is great. This first 2 episodes are streaming today on Apple TV+, with new episodes streaming every Friday.
Yeah, usually a supporting role, but he can carry it. I got faith in him.
He can carry it, sure.
Another one getting a lot of buzz is The Last of Us. And my producer, Tina, tells me you are so revved up about this one. Why?
Because it's been 2 years since the finale of this epic drama based on a 2013 game on PlayStation. Obviously, this is a cultural moment. It takes place 5 years after the finale of 2023. You have Joel, played by Pedro Mescal, respectively, and Ellie, played by Bella, and we see them now navigating what life looks like 5 years later in Jackson, Wyoming, after the end of the world, after a zombie apocalypse. And also you have these new characters that come into this quiet and seemingly peaceful existence that they finally were able to cultivate, only to wreak havoc. Captain O'Hara is in this as well as Danny Ramirez, who's having a great year after his take with the MCU this year. So I am so stoked for this. I don't like zombies, but this is compelling television at its finest, Anna. So good.
All right, and our final final on tap for this weekend is going to have us singing, "No, I tell you what I want, what I really, really want." It's the page turner fans out there. Ginger Spice, aka Jerry Hollowell, has this new children's book out. What's it called?
It's called Rosie Frost Ice on Fire. Who would have thought that Ginger Spice would be a New York Times best-selling author? But her young adult series is loved the world over. This new book is called Rosie Frost, and I'm sorry, it's the new book is Rosie Frost Ice on Fire. Her first book was Rosie Frost and the Falcon Queen, and she is such a book lover. And this is really a story of a young female and her journey through the world. I thought for sure that the Spice Girls will go on to become like, you know, these incredible solos artists, which they have in their own right. But for her to become this best-selling author of not only young adult books, but children's books is fantastic. So this book is out and she's a great writer. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? All right, as we go, who's your favorite Spice? Mine was Sporty Spice.
I was always a Posh Spice. Victoria Beckham is great and her fragrances are so good. If you haven't smelled them, get into them. But I love them all. Such nostalgia, right?
Yeah, and Baby Spice, all of them. Yeah, Victoria's so posh. So I didn't like her as much because she didn't smile as much, but
she did it.
Thank you so much, journalist and host of Jason Unleashed, Jason Carter. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Anna.